Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio. Because truth still matters.
Well, hello. This is Oscar Hines, and welcome to this brief impromptu podcast here on Edge Radio. Today, I'm joined by Amber Neal, and we are going to have a great opportunity, Amber, to expand the consciousness of listeners on the Edge Radio network. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm really good. Thanks for having me on with you. And I agree, the time could not be better. We need some information out here that we can believe.
Yes. Well, you know, I've been listening to a lot of different stuff that's been going on regarding different issues with the COVID-19. It'll change things forever. It is a game changer. One of the points that I was bringing out in a short podcast I was doing this morning was the fact that for the first time in our known or recent history, we have a global occurrence. Like it's global. So everyone's consciousness is on this. And that makes a big difference for people. Yeah. So think about when we had Harvey. We were local here in Houston. And what were you doing during Harvey? What was that like for you?
Hurricane Harvey came in on my birthday.
Wow.
So I was canceling all my birthday plans, and I was very fortunate. I was one that did not flood my car. I was very fortunate. But man, helping the fellow Houstonians out, it was a great time to really get back and help the people that were super affected. It is one thing about these natural disasters and these kind of things, it actually does pull people closer together. If we could only act like that all the time, that'd be the great part.
Yeah. and you know what, you're right. And maybe that's the lesson. Maybe that's really the lesson because, for those who know me, I have done holistic studies for a number of years. And a lot of times when a person catches a cold, for an example, it's an emotion. It's an emotional causation. And a lot of times the emotion behind that is that they just need a rest. They need a break. And their body kind of shuts down for a while so they can get that break. Now, imagine if that happened where the entire globe, we were moving too fast, we weren't seeing our kids, we weren't enjoying our life, we were all under stress, and collectively everyone said, we have to have some kind of break here. And then that shifted the consciousness of the world, and now all of us are on a timeout. Now, the sad, unfortunate aspect of that is the many people who are losing their lives and the stress and fear. But my goodness, there may be something to that. I don't know.
I saw Nicole, your co-host, post a comment today saying how she's actually enjoying, feeling grateful and getting up and enjoying. I've got time with my kids, and I get to look forward to cooking a meal for my family and spending time with them because normally I'm too tired and spread so thin doing so many things. I think that some people, even though there's it's kind of like the rainbow at the end of all of this, it's I think that it will collectively pull us back to the way we're meant to be with our families. And so that is the good thing. But then there's going to be some divorces too, but that's another question.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, and that's a great segue, we have with a fabulous show that you're going to be doing, and it is going to be on relationships, which is a huge subject. And you just mentioned something that I heard yesterday. The World Health Organization was saying that globally, the leader of the WHO was saying that globally there have been more calls from women under distress because of domestic violence.
Yes.
The divorce rate, according to what you were telling us, the divorce rate is also going to be skyrocketing. And you heard this not too long ago. Is that right?
Yeah, basically, the day that they were all excited in China to report that it was the first day they didn't have any new cases of COVID. But the problem was the government was saying they have a big problem now that they have more divorce requests than they can process in China. It's backlogged. And I read an article where a New York attorney has a big firm. He said that they've had a 50% increase in divorce requests in the last week, and that several of his colleagues around the country are seeing the same trend. And this quarantine is really showing you who you're really married to, I guess.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, now, on the subject of relationships, because that's a huge subject, and all of us, either are in a relationship and we have to negotiate certain things. Some of us are single and we're looking for the right fit, but you have come up with a rather, through your experience, a really interesting show that's going to be taking place every day on Edge Radio Network between 12 and 2 p.m.
That's right.
And we talked about different themes, and these are on the aspects of whether you're already in a relationship or whether you are looking for that ideal person. Is that right?
Yeah, because, I help singles, I help couples, I help families, I help businesses. I mean, like, I'm a matchmaker that does personal and business, and I'm a comedian, so let's have fun with it, right? And so I think it's going to be great. Each day will be a different theme. Mondays we'll help couples. Tuesdays, we're going to do therapy. We're going to talk to sex therapists because we need to spice it up. And I've been saying for a long time, be your husband's mistress and you don't have to worry about the other ladies as much. Okay? Just spice it up.
Well, amen to that. Because we were talking, Amber, on that topic, and one of the therapists said something I thought was absolutely brilliant. And it stayed with me because she said that a man wants to have sex with a woman because he wants to feel connected. Right. But a woman needs to feel connected before she'll have sex with a man. And, so that goes back to men are microwaves, right? They're like 1 minute you press and you go. And then women are like ovens. They got to warm up slowly. But, oh, man, they make a hell of a casserole. Oh,
Oscar, the crazy part about that is that when Ashley Madison was hacked by Anonymous several years ago, their database revealed that a large majority of their members were women looking for affairs. So women have become like men, what women used to complain about what men do in every sense of the word. So there's some women that still need that connection to get intimate. And there's some women that don't even ask your name. So
wow.
We got, this is the new world.
Yeah. And you know what? That's a little scary in some respects. I have two daughters, one of whom is married. The other one is single, but she's been raised right in my humble estimation. Right. But something was kind of interesting, and it doesn't happen often. I've got a little bit of snow on the roof now. I was a hottie back in the day, but I was at the gym. And I'm on the elliptical machine. And for those of you who know me, I'm a salsa dancer. I'm dancing on this machine and I'm pumping away and I'm moving and I got a little attitude going. I'm listening to my music, and a beautiful lady, I would guess she's in her early 40s. She just stops and starts staring at me. And so I keep going, and then I kind of glance at her and she smiles and I smile back. And then I see her saying something, but I have my headphones in. So I pull out the headphone and she goes, she looked, I couldn't tell if she was Asian or Hispanic, right? Because she was kind of like a blend, but she was gorgeous. And she looks at me and she says, you have to teach me how to dance like that. And I said, sí, porque yo soy un salsero y maringuero, y bachantero. I start going into my Spanish. She's like, oh my God. And she's getting all excited. And, of course I haven't missed a beat. I'm still dancing, right? And so after she walks away, I says, well, we have to connect. So she walks away and she goes on the Stairmaster, and I'm still on the elliptical, and they're right basically next to each other. So when I get done, I walk over to where she is, and I said, so how are you and whatever? And so I said, where are you from? And she says, El Salvador. And then she's like, I said, oh, pupusas, she's like, oh yeah, which is like a Salvadorian taco or, burrito type of thing, right? And so we exchange numbers, or at least I take her number, I should say. And she's like anxious to dance. She can't wait. So I call this woman up about a day or two later, just to kind of get to know her, because I don't even know, her. I know her name, but I don't know anything beyond that. So I call her up and I start talking to her, and something tells me like she had these very specific times that she could be available, and I thought, ooh, that doesn't feel right. So I said to her, I said, let me ask you just straight up. I said, are you married? Do you have a boyfriend? What's your deal? And she goes, well, and she hesitated. And then I said, you sound like you're in a relationship. And she literally says to me, well, I'm getting a divorce. I said, okay. I said, no, I don't mess with married women. That's just not my thing. It's never been my thing. I said, so when are you getting a divorce? And she says, tomorrow.
How convenient, right? I'm telling you, Oscar, women believe that the way a man moves on the dance floor has a lot to do with how he is in bed. So that's your fault.
Hey, look, that's not my fault. That's my advantage, Mama. Because I'm a fire-breathing dragon.
If Oscar's in the room, fellas, y'all don't have a chance. That's all I'm saying.
That's a true story. If you put me on a dance floor, even the younger guys are backing up like, wait, what? So yeah, no, guilty as charged. I love it, but I love dancing and music. So the relationship piece is huge, and so you'll have a theme for each day. So what about like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? What are you doing?
So Wednesday we'll definitely do. We want to empower women, but it is going to be a battle of the sexes. But we're going to do it a little bit different. We're not going to have it where it's guys and girls on the same segment. We're going to have the girls come on first. We're going to have all the relationship topics. We're going to get what they kind of feel. But we want some guys to be supported around other guys. So hopefully it'll make them feel more comfortable to tell their truth. So we're going to let the guys, in the second hour of the show, we're going to let the guys respond to what the women had to say on the Battle of the Sexes. And whoever wins that round, courtesy of Meredith, we're going to give them awesome free travel. So that'll be really cool. And then Thursday,
so I'm liking that on this free travel piece. Now we know we know all of us are sequestered. That's why we're in our current environs, right? But the travel is a big deal, and I think that when we are out of quarantine, people are going to want to travel, and it's going to be very cheap because hotels are going to be trying to attract business. So tell us about that travel. How does that work?
How it works is there's no timeshares, there's no trickery to it. It's basically a travel certificate that allows you to pick your destination. There's like 30 different certificates that you can choose from cruises, hotels, flights, getaways, resorts, everything you can imagine travel. But it's like winning a prize, Oscar. You basically just have to go pay a processing fee and the taxes, and you're done.
Wow,
that's simple.
That is cool. So Battle of the Sexes, man, I'm excited about that. I think that's gonna be pretty cool. What about Thursdays and Fridays? What are you guys doing?
Now, Thursdays, I'm so excited about Thursdays. Being a matchmaker for 15 years, I have had so many people ask me, like, how does matchmaking work? What do you do? So we are going to start having local and celebrities come on the show every Thursday. My daughter, Brianna, she's a matchmaker also. She's third generation. I'm second. My mom was the first. And we're going to be doing live matchmaking where we will have the viewers and listeners write or call in. Hopefully they'll call into the hotline. We can bring in some people to filter on the show. We can show the filtering process, how that works, because everybody has that list, Oscar, right?
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't matter how tall he is, as long as the inches are in the right place. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes people are picking the wrong thing. I cannot. Is this X-rated? Is this R-rated? What are we rated today? Just kidding. But seriously, you guys, I mean, sometimes people really care about the wrong thing. You know what I mean? And as long as it doesn't, as long as you're not compromising your core values, principles, and beliefs, then I think everything else can be a little bit negotiable. So we're going to do the live matchmaking. We're going to follow up. We're going to send people out on dates. We're going to follow the story this whole time. So I'm super excited about the live matchmaking. It's going to be so much fun. And then Friday, I've been a professional comedian for 10 years now. And I'm super excited about that because we're going to have only comedians on Fridays. So it'll be Funny Fridays, and we'll basically take a wrap of the week and all the subjects we talk about during the week, and we'll let the comedians dissect it and see what their perspective is on it.
Oh, I love that. I love that because, I've always thought of humor as kind of like a lubricant. No pun intended, since you already getting into that NC-17 talk of yours.
It is the matchmaker.
but it is, so humor is really one of those things, I think. And women, like I've seen this in profiles, where they'll often say, if a man can make me laugh, that's it.
That's the number one thing.
Got me.
That is the number one thing.
So I don't know if you can quantify that or qualify that, for the audience, because what is it about women and laughter? Is it close to the, you got a funny bone and then you got...
It goes back to how you think, it's like your style is the same. So for example, I say, go to the movies with someone. If you're on a date, go to a comedy club, because you can kind of see how they think and how they process. If you don't really have kind of actually in 2018, the number one thing asked on Google was, what is the number one secret to staying together? And the answer was the same sense of humor. So it's not just laughter. It's the same kind of thing. Because if you're out there laughing your butt off and they're like, I don't get it, you're going to be like, oh my God, it's annoying. So it's not just humor. It's the same sense of humor. So but the best part of this whole thing, Oscar, is that it's a hotline. So if you have questions like that, you have full access to me. You can call in. We are going to answer your questions. You can be anonymous. You don't have to use your name. You don't even have to tell us who you are if you have a real personal situation going on. But if you're brave, we'll bring you on the show, and maybe you can be one of our spotlight singles of the week, and we can match make you, or come on Friday and we'll have the comedians roast you. Whatever you want to do,
Well, you know what? I'm loving that. That sounds like so much fun. So folks, those of you listening to us, that's going to be taking place on the Edge Radio Network. You can actually find the shows on Facebook at edgeradionetwork.com. You can also find us on social media, throughout social media, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Edge Radio Network. And then also, for those of you in Houston, if you're driving around 1540 a.m., just at 12 noon, turn on Amber Neal and the Matchmaker Hotline, and you'll be able to tune in and connect with what's going on the show. It is 1540 a.m. And if you're in the Clear Lake, Pasadena area, you can go to 101.7 FM. So we are both terrestrial radio as well as what we would call digital platforms. Now, one of the things, Amber, I wanted to mention, that was a brief little commercial, right? But so what I'm excited about with the Edge Radio Network platform is also the fact that we are going to have a real wide variety of different shows. Like there'll be a show. I was just looking at some pre-shot edits that we did called When Opinions Collide. And this is where you've got two very different points of view, and they're coming together and they agree to disagree. It's not a contentious argument, but, they present some really compelling issues on that show. And then we have the ladies of Edutainment. They are hysterical. Yeah. I want to actually do like a group meeting where we can get everybody on a call, and we all, have to have a cocktail before we actually do this, right? And so get on the call, have some fun, and get people to meet some of the amazing individuals. We have professional athletes that are involved, basketball players, wrestlers, football players. We've got people that have been jet-setting lifestyles and business coaches, real estate. I mean, it is a plethora of information, but it's information and information and education, and it's all done with just the right seasoning of laughter and fun. Because you know what? If you're not laughing, you're crying. And if you're in this time that we're in right now, you might as well laugh, because you can't do anything else about it, right?
I'm excited about your show too, Oscar, because, with everything going on, people are more focused on health more than ever. And one thing I forgot to mention on Mondays, we have a new segment called Money, Love, and the Law with attorney Cindy Hyde, because there's going to be people getting divorced after this. And she's going to teach you about what if some people don't actually get married. They just, live together, cohabitation agreements, prenup agreements. So next time you do get into a relationship, and I know you probably don't feel like you want one now when you're getting a divorce, but eventually you're going to want to find somebody. So I'm super excited about that, and I'm super excited about your show too, just because right now people are going to be more focused on their health more than ever.
Yes. And you're absolutely right. For those of you who followed us previously, we did a show called the Natural Nation Network, and it was really all about living naturally. And quite frankly, we're going to head into some scary times, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, to use an expression. But, the fact is that we're going to come out of this. There's going to be a lot of talk of inoculation, vaccinations. There's going to be a lot of suspicion. There's going to be a lot of doubt. There's going to be a lot of questions. And the truth of the matter is that most of us, if we have a strong, healthy immune system, will go through the COVID virus, and we will come out the other side without a scar. Now, the ones that are vulnerable in our communities, well, they could be in trouble. And those are immunocompromised individuals, whether they have cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, or if they're older, their immune system is also going to be compromised because of age. Now, you can fortify yourself, and that's the stuff we're going to bring on some world-class naturopathic, holistic practitioners. And we're talking about natural ways to stay healthy. And we cover a plethora of information, not just about, let's say, this current crisis, but just about how to avoid high blood pressure and diabetes and how to get off of medication. So you're right. I'm absolutely stoked about that. That's going to come on every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on the Edge Radio Network. And so we invite all of you that are out there now to connect with Edge Radio, to subscribe to the channel, to get on our list of people to, in fact, even call in. We invite you to call in because this is an interactive medium. We want you to be part of the show. So once we go back live in the studio, we'll take live call-ins. We're located right down in the Heights. You have an opportunity to come by the studio. If we want to have you on as a guest, it's very convenient. And for those of you who are really just looking for new ways to think about some of your old problems and out-of-the-box ways to consider how you excel and how you take your life and your relationships to the next level, you're definitely going to want to connect to the Edge Radio Network.
It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited.
Yes. I am as well. Well, Amber, thank you so much. I've been talking to Amber Neal. My name is Oscar Hines. Be sure to tune in to Amber's show every single day from 12 to 2 o'clock as we crank things back up on the Edge Radio Network. The Matchmaker Hotline will be live. We'll give you a live call-in number. Be sure to call in. Join the rest of the hosts of our various shows throughout the program grid. We'll be bringing you more programs, introducing you to some of our hosts as we crank up and get ready to launch into this new radio endeavor. And we want you to take the journey with us. So, Amber, thank you so much for joining us and me today. And I'm looking forward to seeing your shows. And at some point, I'll get on the hot seat, although I'll probably take a back seat for a little while.
Well, you are one of the top 10 most eligible bachelors this year. So you can't avoid it, Oscar.
Okay, but don't say I didn't warn you. Well,
don't say I didn't warn you that he dances, okay?
That's right. Well, that's a part of the deal. So I'll tell you what, when I go on your show, we're gonna dance. We're gonna turn some music. You gotta have some ladies there. I'm gonna take them for a spin. And then after that, we'll talk about the kinetic energy that exists in our hands when we dance. I love it when that happens.
Yo, Oscar's not the average bear, so you guys get ready.
This is true. Guilty as charged. Well, Amber, thank you so much. I've enjoyed our conversation. And folks, remember to join us on the Edge Radio Network. Go to edgeradionetwork.com or go on social media, look up Edge Radio Network. You'll find us. And if you're here in Houston, be sure to tune in to 1540 AM and 101.7 FM. This is Oscar Hines and Amber Neal saying continue to live your best life.
All right. Thanks, Oscar.
Thank you.